I'm patriotic for what the country used to be, but not what it's becoming. I'm just going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it till I'm fucking red, white, and blue in the face for 4th of July. That I care about the people in this country here, not in other countries. Sure, war is a terrible thing. It's awful. I hate that stuff is happening over there, but having the ability to care is to care about certain things in order. I care about my family. I care about my friends first, way before anything else. And what the hell would I be fighting for? Nature has given us a little treat here, but that's not the topic of this video, because if you guys have been paying attention, obviously, America is back at doing what America does best. Because just like George Carlin says, we can't do anything else better than just, mess around with somebody's country. We can't, build a good car. We can't build a good car. We can't build a good VCR. But we can sure as hell bomb your country.
But we can bomb the shit out of your country, all right?
And before I really get, because I'm gonna let it loose on this one, before I really get into this subject and what's going on over there in the Middle East and everything like that, I'm not a political expert. I don't know, I understand basic geopolitical stuff, but I'm no expert, and most YouTubers aren't, so I think this is quite common for us all to say that, what you're getting from me is just my opinions and just my thoughts on it, me being from the generation Gen Z. And my biggest thought and my biggest kind of idea for this video is, if you're in Gen Z, or even at the later millennial age, we shouldn't be fighting this fucking war. Seriously, we should have nothing to do with whatever the hell is going on over there. And that's my main thing. We're not fighting this war, because the biggest aspect I'm trying to go for is what the hell are we fighting for? What the hell are we doing over there and messing around? Now, the only explanation that I've heard that somewhat makes sense, or I'm not sure if it makes sense for me to do it, but it's makes sense that it's a change of regime. We're moving from the Biden administration to the Trump administration, and Trump's like, yo, I'm not playing around. I'm not fucking around. Don't mess with me. I'm going to show that I'm crazy and I'm just, out there bombing stuff. Maybe that's the only way. And maybe someone in the comments can explain to me how us getting involved in what Israel and Iran are doing, how it's beneficial to us. Because at least from my my general Gen Z perspective, what the fuck are we doing over there? Why are we messing around in somebody else's country when we have problems right fucking here in America? Right? The government. Maybe, okay, I know people can get on me about this. The government is supposed to serve the people, of the people, is supposed to serve the people. It doesn't seem like that. It seems like we spend a shit ton of money on big old missiles that are shaped like dicks so they can go fuck somebody else's country. How are they not seeing this? How are they not seeing that you have a huge generation that is not willing to fight for you, doesn't want to fight for you, because just look at it. Look at what we have. We can't get our life started in multiple different aspects. We can't buy a house. Men and women are struggling to find mates. Hell, and even if we have mates, because I'm in a relationship, you can't have kids because they're so goddamn expensive. And how can you even start anything? Because the foundation of starting your life is job security. You have a job and you're like, okay, I know that income's coming in. I know all this is going to be okay. We'll have the money. We can take care of the kids. We'll have insurance. We'll have all these things, right? But that's all gone. AI is now up on the rise. Jobs are getting layoffs are all over the place. We are in fucking crisis here. It's a crisis here. I don't even need them. I don't need the news. I don't need the news to tell me that we're we're in a recession. Whatever the fuck it is. Deep depression, recession, we're in it. We're in it. When you have a generation of young Americans, and I want to be patriotic for this country. Hell, 4th of July is coming up. I would like to be patriotic for this country, but I feel like I'm patriotic for what the country used to be, but not what it's becoming. Right? I'm patriotic for the people in this country. I care about seeing the people in this country flourish and do well. I can't care about what's going on in Israel, in Palestine, Gaza, or Iran. I can't care about it because I don't have family over there. I'm not Palestinian. I'm not Israeli. I'm not, is it Irani or whatever? I'm not from Iran. I'm not any of those. I'm not any of that from that part of the world, right? I care about the people here. I care about the people in this country right now and the issues that we're experiencing right now. Because, like I said, in most of my videos that I've been making, I don't think a lot of the things that I'm asking for or what American people are asking for is an unreasonable ask. Oh, people want to have their own house? Gosh, what a great foundation right there. People want to buy a house? Huh? People want to be able to have children? You don't say. You don't say. People want to actually have a job that they can reliably understand that, hey, my income is going to come from that location. I'm not have to worry about it being taken by A, or I'm not going to have to worry about, losing that job. You don't say. Like, I believe we're on the cusp of a new type of system coming in, because obviously with the whole workplace, all the workplace issues and how our generation feels so demoralized, a new system must come in and have to retake order on this, because we have absolute chaos. And then going back to it, the war that's going on right now, what makes you think that I would want to fight in any of these wars? And this doesn't change it from the last 4 years. The last 4 years was a fever dream. If you look at the military advertisements that were happening during the Biden administration and stuff like that, what the hell was what am I watching? What the hell am I watching? This isn't military stuff. This is this is propaganda for something else, So, but now, obviously, with Trump back in and the fact that they're rising shit up with Iran and everything like that, or maybe watch me get it all messed up. But the fact that they're rising up stuff again, you see the advertisement and the marketing that they're doing around getting the enlistment back up for young men, because apparently, from what I've heard, enlistment for the military is still down by like 33% or something like that. Because majority of, the people who fight your wars are dudes. We need dudes on the front. Obviously, we need dudes on the front lines, but not in this one, not in this conflict, because what are you going to come back to? What are you going to fight for? What are you going to come back to in America and be like, I really fought for something. I really protected something. I really was patriotic to something. And let me make something clear here. I don't fully hate the aspect of the military in general. One of my mentors was a military guy, went very far in his career in the military, and he taught me a lot of stuff, and even almost convinced me to join the military. I was almost there. I said, you know what? Why not? Graduate college, go be an officer. Why not? Just go ahead and do it. I'm glad I didn't. Especially what's going on right now. I am glad that I do, because what soldiers do is they follow orders. They don't. You can't question you're not questioning your commanding officer. Your commanding officer gives you commands. It's not where you talk back and forth. It's not like a job. It's like you do as you're told. But obviously the military stuff that does come into the military, like you learn. You have that brotherly connection with your other soldiers and everything like that. You learn respect, discipline, showing up on time, getting yourself in order, staying in order, working as a machine and stuff like that. I'm not saying that the military doesn't give you great things, and the military does give you benefits afterwards, but a lot of people have also noticed the fact that we have homeless veterans. What about those people who shouldn't be homeless at all? Even if they served in a war that could have been fruitless, like the Vietnam War, right? Still, why are they homeless? But I'm not saying that joining the military and being in the service is completely bad. I wanted to do it myself. But maybe I can see it. Maybe I can see it if, let's just say, hypothetically, in some other universe, Canada or Mexico was completely hostile to the United States and they decided to invade on our lands. Then you would have something like, okay, we got to fight because it's actually our land. It's probably never going to happen because we're decently cordial with Canada and Mexico. I could never see a land war happening between them. But we're talking about all the way on the other side of the earth, right? Where most people can't locate these countries on a goddamn map. Why should I fight for these countries? Why should I be involved in any of these? I don't know the languages, I don't know the cultures, but sure, let's go strap on our boots, boys. Let's go grab some M16s and shoot some brown people. Because that's what it seems like, you know? So keep it at your missile strikes. But if you start bringing over Gen Z and late millennial and people who are military men, are men to go die in another conflict over in the Middle East again. And I've been on this earth for 27 years, and all I have ever heard about was the war that happened on between like the Bush era, the Bushes, like Senior Bush, Junior Bush, and then like throughout the Obamas and everything like that, and then how we got out of Afghanistan, right? It was all over there in the Middle East, and that's all we talked about. And from what it was kind of a gray zone. Like, we should have been there, we shouldn't have been there, we did some good stuff, we did some bad stuff, you know, and how America treats our veterans when they come back. It's a clown show. It's a goddamn clown show. You're gonna have to convince me. Somebody is gonna have to explain to me that this isn't this isn't just a show. This all isn't just a big old, like, what George Carlin said. He said, when you're born into the world, you get invited in, you get a ticket to the freak show, and when you're in America, you get a front row seat. And technically, yeah, it is one interesting show. I don't want to be involved in the show. I don't want to be on the front lines fighting for something that's just like, okay, I got people out here I got to care about. I feel like it's more patriotic to care about the people in my country first, more than to care about people in some other country. You know, like maybe I'm somehow screwed up in my head to worry about my family and my friends and the people here more than some other country and more than what we're doing over there. But and like I said, maybe someone can explain it. Maybe somebody in the comments can explain all of this nonsense to me and say like, well, you know, them starting the bombings and doing all that, it's going to show you how it's all going to work out. And it's like, I better see some real mental gymnastics in the comments on that, because it really seems like a big fucking joke. A big fucking joke. We have problems in this country here. We have people in this country who are not able to start their lives, right? Whether they're choosing between whether I pay this bill or I eat a day or something like that, or whether they're like are making huge altering decisions like, well, I would like to have children, but I guess I'm not going to have children because I can never afford them. There are so many. I'm just going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it till I'm fucking red, white, and blue in the face for 4th of July. That I care about the people in this country here, not in other countries. Sure, war is a terrible thing. It's awful. I hate that stuff is happening over there, but having the ability to care is to care about certain things in order. I care about my family. I care about my friends first, way before anything else. And what the hell would I be fighting for? What the hell would Gen Z be fighting for, and then coming back to a country that basically just fucked them over? It's the same reason why a lot of dudes are just pulling out of the workforce. It's the same reason why we're just like, okay, yeah, I have to change my resume and I have to apply for 5 billion job applications and get a bunch of rejections before I even get one tinkling of an interview, and you have to go through a bunch of crap interviews and all. Like, you know, a lot of my stuff focuses on work and how it's ridiculous. But seriously, like, what do we have? What do we have in this country that gives incentive for you want to fight for it? Especially in some other country, right? I don't think they're going to bring back the draft, but they better not even entertain it, because Gerbert Johnson made a great idea about it. He said, like, they're going to be pulling a bunch of weeaboos out of the basement, and they're going to be grabbing their body pillows as they like, no, don't put me on the front lines. They're not going to do that. You know, most of us are fat, you know, gamers that, you know, I mean, I'm not, but like, you know, we're not, most of us can't even, like, probably won't even be military eligible. Maybe this is a whole bunch of a important thing to talk about, and I wanted to voice my opinion on because it's funny. I find it very funny. We're focusing on stuff in other countries, and maybe it makes sense. Maybe it makes sense that Donald Trump wants to say, "Don't mess with me, I'm crazy," kind of thing. I guess, you know, because that's actually a strategy in the ghetto. If you don't want to be messed with, act like you're a little bit nuts in the head, and then people won't mess with you. Maybe it's a strategy. I don't know, but from the way it looks like to me, from my perspective, it looks like we're just butting our heads into another war, and it's just business as usual. We're doing the same. History is repeating itself in just a different order. We're business as usual. We're going right back to what we used to do, and that's bombing the shit out of somebody else's country. I'm gonna probably cut it here and say, you know, guys, get your popcorn, enjoy the show. I'm not sure if I have much hope, but maybe that's my huge fault in this video, to think that the government ever cared about anyone in this country. I think, at least for coming up the 4th of July, that's right around the corner, I think it's more prideful and patriotic in your country to care about your people, your family, your friends, your neighbors, other than to care about what's going on in some country all the way on the other side of the world. Of course, there are horrible things. It's a horrible thing that's going on over there, but we have problems here that need to be solved now. Politicians in office, you are going to have a generation. You're not going to have a generation after this, because people aren't going to have kids. They're not going to have kids. They're just going to be done. They're going to leave America. We're just going to get the hell out of Dodge, right? You're not going to have anything to rule over after this, because the current generation, like Gen Z, or even a good chunk of Americans, don't want to fight for you. We don't want to fight in your damn wars. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Tell me what you guys think about what's going on, and what's your thoughts about enrollment and stuff like that, and getting in the military and stuff like that. Me personally, I'm glad I didn't join. Cheers. Don't go fight in a war that really isn't going to give you anything back. Don't do it.